What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. It's a little bit different format, a little bit different than you ever see from me. Usually see karting, shooting. Now, I have known Collin for a little bit now. Maybe, I don't know, how long have we known each other?
Few months now.
A couple months. I would say like three or 4 months. So I found out recently that he's huge into backpacking, right? Like, but when I mean huge into backpacking, he's set some amazing records, and it's crazy because you wouldn't think that after knowing him that he would be such a big backpacker type of person and camping. So I'm gonna let him talk a little bit about where he's from, his name, how he got into it, and then from there we'll just what drives you to keep going. So Collin, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Collin Britton. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. So my story is that I got into backpacking at like a young age, at about 19, when I first hiked the Appalachian Trail. The whole joke was at the end of that trail that we were never hiking again. Dude, we gotten it out of our systems.
I think so.
It's a 2,192.8 mile trail. And so we ended up getting off that. I went home, and you definitely get like a post-trail depression. I kind of noticed it, but really not as bad as what other people said to me, where they were like, hey, we were gonna tell you to go talk to a therapist and everything. You're just lying around all the time.
One question, how long did it take you to do that trail?
So it took me 154 days to hike it, and it runs from Georgia up the Appalachian Mountain Range up to Katahdin, Maine. So my home state is Virginia. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. So 500 miles of it is in Virginia, and so we have a fourth of the trail just in that state. So
was that your first hike?
Yeah, so the only other time I'd been backpacking before, I definitely learned a lot on that first trip, because I was in the Scouts, and our scout leaders didn't know a lot about backpacking, so I went one time on a 8-miler. So we did 4 miles the first day, 4 miles the next day, and went over Dobie Mountain and camped by this creek. Well, all of us had big external frame packs. All of us hiked in jeans. All of us had Converse on to hike in. We also carried big sleeping bags that you'd sleep over at a friend's house. And this was in February, so it got cold enough we were all shivering because they weren't rated for anything. And then we all packed in all our water. So you have these kids carrying in 2-gallon jugs of water each.
Crap.
And so our packs probably weighed 70 to 80 pounds, or I don't know. They were a lot. But we didn't know about filtering water. We didn't know about storing our food. So we actually ended up bringing an extra tent. These are the tents that you car camp in, so they were super heavy, probably about 8 pounds each at least. And then so we brought an extra tent, and that was our food tent, because we didn't know about hanging food. So we just set up that tent right next to our campsite, put all the food in there, and our thought was hey, the animals will go to that tent and not our tent. We brought in pots and pans to cook dinner and everything. No one really brought ramen or jet boil or any easy access food bars or candy or anything like that.
So that first experience opened your eyes, and you said, okay, I want to try and go do something insane. To me, that's insane, because that's 2,000 miles is insane.
Yeah, so what happened was I was 19 years old. I got an apartment. I started working on the ambulance. I was on night shift, and I started taking college courses for my fire associate's degree in fire science. And I was like, dude, that's what every 19-year-old wants. And then I'm doing the whole real world thing, and then I noticed all my time was going to school and work, and all my money was going to bills, and I was like, this fucking sucks.
Somebody say, fuck, I'm just gonna go walk somewhere.
Yeah, so after about 6 months, I was and I'd been doing the work in school for a little bit longer, but after having the apartment 6 months, I was what really made me happy, because I was in a not a great spot. I was probably drinking 4 to 5 nights alone, or days alone, coming off night shift. And just waking up on the couch and going back into work on the ambulance or going into school or something. And the last thing I was like, that really made me happy was camping with the Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I got to go on a camping trip. But you know how commitments kind of get in the way with life, so everything kind of gets pushed back. And one day I was just like, dude, I'm going to go hike the AT. I started watching more like YouTube videos on everything. So I quit my job. I subleased my apartment to my friend without telling my landlord. But he kind of looked like me, so my landlord just thought it was me still there. But my friend would pay me through Venmo, and I'd pay the landlord. And then I asked all my professors at my community college where I was getting my fire associate's degree if I could take my exams virtually, because I was starting in April 24th is my start date of the AT. And yeah, all the professors except my English professor said that's an amazing thing you want to do. I'm here like to help. Like, we'll let you take your exam virtually. So I ended up taking them at the Nantahala Outdoor Center on the trail in North Carolina, where I just walked into the office and was like, hey, can I borrow a computer? And they were like, dude, who are you? I'm like, I'm just a hiker trying to finish college. So I got all my work done early in that. So
Holy crap, that's awesome. So, I mean, Appalachian Trail, and then from there, that just spawned out of control into what other achievements you've done?
Yeah, everything, man. Really having that depression, I was constantly talking to people who I was on trail with. We kept a pretty tight group, and two of them were going to go hike the Pacific Crest Trail. They're like, hey, in the spring, you should go do this. So I worked really hard to save up money for that, and 6 months later, I was on the Pacific Crest Trail heading north, where we actually got to hike every single mile of that trail. That one runs through Canada, Oregon, and Washington, and it's 2,653.2 miles. So that took 153 days to do for me. The miles are a little bit easier to get on the West Coast versus the East Coast. The East Coast is just very hilly and rugged, while the West Coast has pretty nicely graded trails. I went on to hike the Colorado Trail, Florida Trail, the Continental Divide that runs Mexico to Canada through the Rockies. Went down to New Zealand and just a bunch of other spots like South America.
Holy crap. And then you just got back from Alaska not too long ago.
Yeah. So I started legacy backpacking. I met my girlfriend, and things are settling down again. I'm getting back into that real life and trying to put a little bit more income in the pocket. So I'm taking people out on guided trips, and Alaska was a business venture to go see if we could feasibly run trips up there.
Nice. So like you heard, legacy backpacking, and then there's one more achievement that you've done that you have not mentioned yet.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I kind of leave this one out, but
the most important one.
I hiked the Ice Age Trail and got the fastest known time on it for your self-supported record. So Corey Woltering was an ultra runner who got it in the fastest time, which he was 21 days, I believe. He actually ended up breaking his foot part of the way through, having a hairline fracture or something. So he had to take a day off or so. And then they were like, dude, how are you gonna finish in time to set this record? And he went out and did back-to-back hundreds the last 2 days and just busted it out and got it. So my record was 24 days, but I did not have a support crew like he had. So I had my backpack, and I'd have to run into towns and actually resupply and carry everything on my back, just sleep on the side of the trail, and had absolutely zero support for me to get from one end to the other.
That is epic. So unsupported, just 3 days longer.
Yeah, and so I averaged 47.6 miles a day. My lowest day was 40.1. My highest day was 60.1. So I did 24 days and 47.6 mile on average per day.
That's insane. So that's just a little background story of who Collin Britton is. And then it's crazy that he has started this from the age of 19. You're how old now?
27 now.
27. Just 8 years into it, basically. He ain't been doing it that long. Eight years into it, and he's been doing it. I mean, if you do the math, probably over 10,000, 15,000 miles.
Yeah, about 20,000 miles.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was cutting him a little short on that. But 20,000 miles on it. That's crazy.
But I would give anything to do it another 8 years. It's just the best thing, dude. You feel mentally at peace when you're out there. You're in the best physical shape of your life. Everybody who's a hiker is just the most wonderful person you'll ever be. like your mind's at peace, your body's like you have legs of iron, and it's just and you get the best views like every day. Like who wouldn't want to be like me, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And just take off, be like, hey, I'll catch you guys in 3 weeks. I'm just gonna go do this trail real quick, and I'll be back. And the pictures that you see is amazing. So, guys, look out for the channel. It'll be actually called Legacy Backpacking.
Yep.
So that'll be the new channel coming up here pretty soon. You'll see me throughout on and off, but it is about him, about backpacking. The first actual video that we'll do will be about his kit. So I'll post this one first, and then later on it'll be like, because everybody's going to want to know is what do you take for these trails? So that'll be the next video. That'll be a little intro to what you need to take for these trails. Well, Collin, thanks. I appreciate it, and can't wait to see you again soon enough.
Yeah, dude, awesome video, Jorge. And just guys, count this. This is the first YouTube video I've ever been in. Also, like one of the first like interviews I've done. So.
And he holds records. Insane. All right, we'll catch you guys on the trail.